Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday. It's Jimmy Trades here. Going to jump into the charts in a moment. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button and turn on the notification icon. That way you always get notified when I drop new videos. Hopefully your Thursday is getting off to a banger. We had a pretty good London session, so we're going to look at a CL long trade that we took. And we'll also obviously have a look at the charts. But let's start by looking at the calendar. Over here on the calendar, we have core PPI month on month, unemployment claims all at 8:30. Great to see the 8:30 news. So we'll be looking for a position after that. So medium to high probability trading conditions today. Moving over to the chart. Remember to grab your Tradeify accounts using code JimmyTrades. 30% off all accounts. I think it's until the 15th of February. So a great opportunity to get started with Tradeify if you haven't used them before. And of course, Apex still has 80% off for another 6.5 days. So we can still get 80% off all evals over at Apex. All right. So let's have a look here at NQ. I'm liking the fact we're respecting this wick at the moment. A little bit of indecision here. Equal wicks either side. This is still the draw that I'm looking for. So I don't mind if price was to come lower during London, and then we can look for a potential New York reversal. So I'm still looking for price to run higher for NQ at the moment. Let's move to the 7 hour. We've got the 7 hour. We've got the London candle starting to potentially close back inside the Asia range, which would be amazing if it closes back inside the Asia range. And we still have plenty of time for that to occur. On the hourly, let's get rid of that. Price has rolled over a little bit here. We are coming off a swing low. So we want to see something decisive here. Ideally, we want to see this level hold. So we need price to get back above that and start using that level as support. But for now, we've created a bearish unicorn here. So if we were to project off of there, high to the low, we are at our -2 to 2.5 target region. So potential here to see that reversal, which is what it looks like we're getting rather than that consolidation. But we'll see how we progress now for the next little bit of time. What does the 30-minute show? So 30-minute, we're coming out of a bullish FEG off these swing lows. So that is an area I like to see a reversal with these swing lows into the bullish FEG. And we have got a nice reaction there. Again, I'd like to see this level close through. Not convinced just yet that we won't continue lower looking at the hourly structure. Let's head over to ES on the daily. We have a SMT, bearish SMT, something to take a note of. we are respecting 50% of the previous day's wick. And what I do like about price potentially moving higher is we do have these relative equal highs here as well. Let's have a look at the 7 hour. Similar to NQ, but we're holding support in this bullish FEG, respecting the 50% level of this 7 hour wick. Love to see if we can get a close back inside the range here before the end of the London session. So on the daily, staying with the bullish bias. The lower time frame though, not convinced just yet, but we do need to find some support here and a little bit of strength to move higher. We are moving off these swing lows. Need to close through this FEG, in my opinion. Looks like we did get a close through the CE of the FEG, but something a little bit more decisive. We've got the session highs for Asia and London that's still open. So that would act as a nice draw on liquidity if price is able to move higher. All right, let's jump over to oil. Have a look at the daily. We'll explain these executions here in a minute. So we're going to close through. We've inverted this FEG here. We've now swept previous day low. Starting to get a little bit of momentum here. So at the swing low into this bullish FEG, from a daily perspective, I want to see a reaction here, see if we can look to move bullish, and then we can see this gap as well potentially filled. But moving down to the hourly, price respected the bearish FEG here, so we're on the sell side of the curve. You can see that each time we've moved higher, we've come up with respected bearish PD raise. And these high time frame points of interest will reflect on the trade that I took during London. So let's have a look at that now. At the moment, it does look like we're still in bearish order flow. Would need to see a fairly strong reaction at this low here to see price turn around. Let's jump down to the 5 and we'll have a look at this trade now. To see where my, first of all, let's have a look at this. So this is this is my Pegasus model. This is the inversion plus balanced price range with a breaker. In this case, we have a breaker with that FEG and that balanced price range. Okay, so we could execute off the close of this candle if we wanted to. Today I didn't. I executed off I put a limit order in on the close of this candle here. Okay, so we had our high time frame points of interest right here, which we swept. Then we created a stop hunt as we swept the Asia low. Okay, now this came to very close to stopping us out. I was looking at the 50% level of these down close candles, kept my stop below that, and we can see that price reacted straight off of that level. So we had, I think it was a two tick buffer. And we were fortunate enough not to get stopped out there. Now, price actually hit TP on this candle. Now, I was trading across two platforms, TopStepX and using TradingView with my other funded accounts. On TopStepX, this wick, I had exactly the same TP. Both had $71 as the TP. And this wick took profit on TopStepX. Now, unfortunately, on TradingView, that wick did not fill my order. So I got my trade hitting 2R on TopStepX, whilst on TradingView, that wick did not fill my order. What really surprised me is that I was copy trading 15 accounts and none of them filled at that level. Not one of them. So anyway, after the close of this candle here, I had moved my stop to inside break even and below this swing low. So long story short is I actually got stopped out here on those accounts. To see price eventually did run back to 2R and would have achieved 2R. Now, this is personal preference if you're going to move to break even or not. For me, price was showing its hand, this strong close. I was happy to move to break even, and personally, break even would save you more times than it doesn't. Okay, unfortunately for this trade, I got stopped out in break even. I still made a few dollars, not as much as I could have, but that's the name of the game sometimes. All right, it is what it is. Overall, I still think it was a great play. For me, coming out of a high time frame point of interest, it was a Pegasus sweep of the Asia low. I wanted to see price trade back up into the range. Even though it's against order flow, seeing this move back up into the range made sense for then price to move lower beyond that. All right, and we were inside this bearish FEG, so my 2R was below, or just below, actually it was down here, the consequent encroachment of that bearish FEG. So that for me was a good place to want to take profit. Just unfortunate we didn't get the fill there today, but it is what it is. Now price is starting to move lower. We'll see how the New York session plays out. This trade was called out in Trade Foundry, and a number of traders took that trade and made profit on that as well. So be sure to join Trade Foundry, guys. The link is in the description. And we do our best to call out trades as often as we can in there. Only ever calling out what we consider to be A+ setups, or A setups, A+ setups. Nothing less than that. All right, let's move on. Let's have a look at 6E. Where are we on the daily? Oh, that was, I actually had this marked out. This, not an A+ setup by any means. It was just more for my own mentality. I just marked this out to see if it would play. Looking at this as a breaker. We did have an FEG align and price was chopping around. And I just jumped back to this before I recorded the video and saw that price actually hit 2R. So a valid trade, not a clean trade, but a valid trade nonetheless. And it did achieve 2R. Let's move out to the daily though and see what we can come up with. We've had, well, this is our 4th day of expansion so far. Tiny wick to the downside here. I like this for an expansion candle. Still looking for this high to be taken. I'm going to remain bullish. And then if we close beyond these opposing candles, I'm going to look for these candles to support price higher. All right, let's have a quick look at YM on the daily here. Still showing support for this bullish FEG. And while we're doing that, we will continue to remain bullish. Having a look at gold now. Gold almost just feels unstoppable at the moment. No reason to fight the trend here at the moment. I'm going to look for price to reach for the high here. You can see we had a strong buyer's wick here yesterday. If anything, I'd probably mark that out and just see that we respect 50%. But again, you can see that we've had, only a small wick to the downside, generally indicating a nice continuation or an expansion candle. On the Dixie now, and we're still getting that move lower. Still hunting out the lows here. So this is looking good for this low. Let's head over to GBP. And buys still on the money here at the moment. We're still looking for price to reach the high here. It looks like we might just do that. Moving over to crypto, have a look at BTC. We are just chopping around. We had a bit of a nice move yesterday. Is it a potential fake move? Well, we're getting a bit of a pullback here, aren't we, right now? This bullish FEG still seems to be supporting price somehow. I mean, it's not even that large, but it's supporting price. We'll just have to see what plays out here. But this barcode, this chop, I'm not in a position at the moment to decide where it's going to go or where I think it might go. But we are supporting with this 50% level and this bullish FEG. I'm still hopeful we might see price continue up to this high. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, or X as it is these days, and join Trade Foundry. We're supporting traders in there. We're all growing and building together. Be sure to join Trade Foundry. Link is in the description. We will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.